Jake, it's a rainy day today. When we're recording this, I don't know what it's like for the ghosties out there, but was driving on the interstate down the highway, and there was a sign that said, "Wipers on, headlights on. It's the law." And it felt kind of threatening. It felt kind of like I don't think there's very many people out there that are like, my wipers are on, but I'm purposely keeping these headlights off.
That's how I stick it to the man.
What? Yeah. Who's out there like thinking this is so rebellious? This is better for my car. I can drive better with no. I don't think that there's like you need to threaten the law with it. You know,
it's like just do it.
It's like if a car's stopped in front of you, don't hit it. It's the law. It's like, well, yeah. But also, like, it's just safe. I'm going to try to be safe.
A train's coming down the tracks. Stop and let it go.
It's the law.
It's the law.
It's like, yeah, I know. I get it.
I would plan on it. I think most of us are planning on it, honestly.
I don't get the wild guy. It's just like, oh, I can't wait to not have my headlights on right now.
Yeah, who are these people? Who are these outlaws?
Outlaw, yeah.
Who apparently are, like, fighting against this. Like, nah.
No way.
Nah.
That takes up too much of my battery. I don't know. Like, whatever.
I got a bad alternator.
Yeah. It's going to take a while to recharge it, so don't worry about it.
What else are these people fighting? What else do these people care so strongly about? I don't know.
I don't know either, buddy. But we'll talk more about other things later on in the episode. So let's go ahead and roll those music.
Can't wait. Here we go.
I think this tight beat means that it's going down with some random thoughts and white meat too. Midwest best friends eating fast food on repeat. So come along, let's have some fun and go ahead, get on your feet, cause it's the Ghostrunners podcast. Every Monday morning we're taking ground, Ghostrunners podcast. All right, happy Wednesday, Jake.
Happy Wednesday. Still got plenty to talk about the cruise, if that's okay.
Please.
Okay. They had a men's Bellyflop contest on the cruise. Yes.
Okay.
Earlier in the week, they had a women's cannonball competition.
Okay.
I said I'd give $20 for my mom to compete in it and another $20 for Paul to show up with binoculars and a clipboard. But the men's Bellyflop competition, it draws a crowd. I mean, it looked like biblical, like Jesus was in town. I mean, people are on top of each other. Oh yeah, I'm not supposed to say that because of the review last week.
Yeah.
People are up on the upper deck above it. I mean, it's hard to get a seat to watch the Bellyflop competition, so it's kind of fun.
How many guys are in this thing?
Probably 10 or so.
Okay.
And there's no diving board, but they give them a little platform, almost like a podium to jump off of. So it would hurt.
Yeah.
Pretty fun, pretty cool, except for one thing that was driving me nuts. Okay. So the woman who's kind of hosting it is, after every belly flop, she wants to get the crowd into it. I get that. She's like, you guys are all the judges. So after every belly flop, you're going to hold up a 1 through 5 based on how good you think it is. And then instead of just kind of looking around and being like, all right, looks like it's about a 4 or so, she kind of pretends to count up each and every one. But she does it in like a really dumb way. So like, all right, put your votes in for Johnny. What do you think? Okay, it's time to count. 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 4, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 2, 1, 1, 1, 4, 4, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2.
What?
And she does that until she gets through every single person. I'm telling you, it draws a crowd.
She's like, she's going panorama around this thing.
And then people will put their arms down when they feel like they've been called on. And she's just like saying numbers. And dude, she'll do that until, I mean, it's probably 60 seconds per belly flopper where she just says numbers. 2, 2, 5, 5, 5, 2, 4, 5, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 4, 4.
No way. She's auctioneering this belly flopper.
It's so annoying.
Okay, this is what I would have done. I would have moved my hands the entire time while she's trying to count up. So at first she looks at you and she's scanning. I'll just go 2, 1, 3, 4. I would try to mess with her.
Well, I don't even think she cares what number you're holding up. She's just going to say numbers no matter what. She's not even trying to like, oh, that was a 4. So I'll say 4. That's a 5. She's like, I'm just going to rattle through numbers 1 through 5 and pretend like I'm counting 3, 3, 4, you know, whatever. And it takes so long. And then she does that for every single belly flopper. And so the flop takes 10 seconds and then she takes up 60. And so I wanted to watch this thing, but I'm about to I jump off the side of the boat.
Yeah, you're trying to belly flop.
Yeah, I'm like, can we do it? What if we have 3 judges and then we get their scores really quickly, or just like some other way to judge this? Oh, it was brutal. And then these poor belly floppers. So then when she gets done, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3. So that comes out 2 if my calculations are correct. Johnny got 4.15432.6.
No, she didn't.
She would do that for every time too.
She would do 7 decimals?
Yeah, just to be quirky. Yeah, and it's like,
okay.
You're not the show. The guys are the show.
I guess she's trying to take more time or something. Like
make it last a little longer.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's not a YouTube video. You don't need watch time.
I was going to say, I think there's enough fun things to do on the cruise where you don't have to take up 17 more seconds by doing more decimal places.
Oh, she drove me nuts. And yeah, and then the poor guy's belly flopping. So then 3 of them make it to the finals. So then they have to belly flop again.
Okay.
Like, all right, who can do that?
How many started?
10, I think.
Okay.
And then those 3 do it again. And then when they get done, I think they announce a winner. And like, what do you guys say? You guys all jump off together. So then they all did it again. So then they have to do 3 belly flops from like a 3-4 foot platform. Like those guys probably didn't know what they're getting into. Gotta hurt.
So, okay, it's off of a diving board of some sort or something.
A platform, like a podium looking thing.
That was first full day of camp back at K Country. We would do like a 12 Days of Christmas skit, like to teach the kids the rules, so like, don't run in waders, no throwing rocks, always take your soapy, which is like what we called
like a
showers.
body shower.
Yeah. Body shower. Yeah. And then, the very last one was, and always do a belly flop.
Oh, that's fun.
And so we'd like recruit
a different person.
A staff. No, it was at first, it was one guy that did 12 belly flops. And so by the end of it, this guy
He's
is
kind of ducking a little bit.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Like the belly flops turn into like, yeah, kind of like those, like, yeah, just like cowering. And eventually we got smart enough to be like, let's do 4 people. Each of them do 3.
Yeah, it's a little better. We all get better flops.
Because literally, like the first couple ones, like all you have to do is say, on the first day of camp, my counselor said to me, always do a belly flop. And then the kids would watch. Yeah. And then on the second day of camp, my counselor said to me, don't run in waders and always do. And so he's like not only belly flopping, he's like hustling up the ladder, getting back up, belly flop. I mean, doing 4 of them in 2 minutes.
Yeah,
that's probably
hurt.
I mean, we should have had that lady with us on the 7, 8, 9, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, 3rd day of camp. So
yeah, I love a good belly flop. The day I graduated college, I went back to camp in my cap and gown, and when I showed up, they made me do a belly flop.
That's awesome.
In the cap and gown. I have a video of that, which is kind of fun.
I think if you do it right, you can do them okay. If you do them wrong, you just feel like you got racked.
Yeah. Wear a life jacket. That's what I learned.
Okay.
Takes a lot of the pain away. You still get a good smack sound.
Oh, great smack sound.
Yeah, but it was anyway, yeah, that was a fun thing. There was really my only issue with the whole cruise. Well, I have a few little things that I think you would appreciate, that I think you would be opinionated about.
Okay.
The elevator.
Okay.
When the buttons are unpressed, whether it's up, down, or any of the numbers, there's a ring around the number that's blue. Okay. When you press it, like, oh, yep, I'll go to the 10th floor, it changes to a just slightly brighter blue.
Oh.
So the whole time you're in the elevator, every elevator you're in, the conversation is, oh, can you do 8? Or did you already press it? I think I did. I'll press it again. Every single time.
Yeah.
It just goes from blue to blue.
Yeah.
Easy fix.
Blue to red. Blue to anything.
Yeah. Anything else.
Yeah.
Go from nothing to blue.
Go to green even.
Yep.
Oh, that would kill me.
It was just every single time you're in the elevator, you're aware of like, this is bad design.
I would say it really loudly if I pressed the button for somebody. 8. Okay. 8. Got it. 12.
Pressed.
You're on. Yeah. How
12.
many floors are there on this cruise ship?
17.
What?
Big old boat.
Holy cow. I thought maybe you were going to say 10.
Now that I think about it, I think they skipped 13 because like it's unlucky. Yeah. So 16 floors.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
You went to all of them? You don't go down to the bottom?
I wonder if I went to...
That where the coal
The 17th deck is for suites, so I didn't go up to 17. But yeah, I think I spent time on every other floor.
Wow.
I didn't go to floor 1. I think that might be employees.
Yeah, maybe so.
So all the other ones... Whoa.
Oh, hey.
Burp came out of nowhere.
What did anything happen with the happy hour with Coach and Steve?
Oh, LGBT martini hour. Let's see. No, I don't think so. I think we kept trying to. The closest we ever got to any kind of prank or anything like that is that. So my cousin Steve-O, he's 33 and he's still single, and his parents went, my aunt and uncle, they took him like, hey, we should go to this, like, let's go to like the Schooners bar, and it was like a singles get together type thing. So I think they took him there, and he didn't know what that was. And so John's like pimping out his son. Like, have you met my son, Steve-O?
Yeah, that's amazing.
They did that, but yeah, a lot of decks on the ship, a lot of elevator time. One time I walked in an elevator and they said, what floor? And I said, 10, please. 2 words. And they go, whoa, I like your accent. And I go, my accent? I'm like, yeah, where are you from?
10, please.
And I said, where do you think I'm from? And they said, Texas? And I said, no, I'm not from Texas. Like, what does my accent sound like?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just different.
What did they sound like?
They were Southern. It sounded like, Chattanooga, Tennessee, or Mississippi or something.
And they thought you had a Texas accent.
Yeah, they were dumb. I don't know.
10, please. Ma'am.
I'll take 10, please.
I'll take 10 of those floors.
I reckon I'll take, 10.
Shoo. Why
Take
not?
10. Pick up
Why
sticks.
not get some of them 10?
Anyway.
Congrats on the accent.
Yeah, so the elevator buttons were annoying. There were some other like really tiny thing like that. The other thing I was annoyed by, which you would also appreciate, was the entertainment and like the host.
Yeah.
So when I've been on a cruise before, there was like one cruise director and he does every game.
Okay.
Well, this boat, there were 7,000 people on our ship.
Jeez.
It's massive. I mean, this is so much bigger than where I grew up.
7,000 people. Okay.
Yeah, on one ship.
Okay.
So there's stuff happening constantly. So one guy can't host all this. So what they do, pretty much every employee on a cruise ship is international. I think they're probably able to pay them cheaper. I think these people are very happy to do this job. Like,
right.
They're very thankful, grateful, good employees. And for the most part, they're great. As a waiter, they're great. As a housekeeper, they're great. As anything, they're great. Except when it comes to like hosting entertainment.
The newlywed game.
Yes, you just like you need English speakers to do that. There's a barrier here. And so that always bothered me. It's just like, this would be so much more fun if I could like sports trivia. Like we're all going around like, what did he say? What did he say? Like questions like, who is the only player with more home runs than Babe Ruth? Like, I think I got it. And that, honestly, I might have done them a favor there. That might have been easier to understand.
Yeah.
I remember
maybe he's trying to go faster than that.
Babe Ruth for sure.
Babus?
Babe Ruth?
Babus Ruth.
It's just like hard to understand, which sounds like judgmental or whatever. But it's just like, if it's trivia night, if it's the newlywed game, if it's anything where we're supposed to be laughing and playing along, there should be no comprehension issues.
Well,
and so that was an issue.
I mean, even like public PA systems don't always sound great. They could be echoey. So that's another issue. Like sometimes it's hard to hear just a normal, like American speaking, like non-accented person in a room. If there's
just like they're from a different part of the country than you.
Sure. It's just like reverberating the wrong way, or there's not enough, like the acoustics are off. And so like that combined with somebody that's already kind of hard to understand, I'm sure.
Yeah. So it's just a lot of just like, they're laughing at things. I don't know why they're laughing. Like, and what kind of score do you give them for karaoke, Sexy Alan? He would call his other co-host Sexy Alan for some reason.
Score. I thought you said scar.
Yeah. What is their scar?
What is a scar?
For karaoke. Sexy Alan. And then Sexy Alan would be like, this is tough to desire. I will have to say you decide for them. And so then it's just like almost like at a certain point, just give them a score. Get on with it. Holy cow. Who cares? Move on to the next person. So there's a lot of like programs type stuff where I was like, they could do way better, but you probably have to pay way more. You probably, if you want better talent, you have to pay for it. The worst night when it comes to entertainment, anyone who went on the trip and is now listening to this knows which night it is. We went to some game show. It was called the Adult Liars Club. It was at 8:30 in the Comedy Club. Perfect. We're done with dinner.
The Adult Liars Club.
Yeah. And so we didn't know what this meant, but usually these things are fun. So we go in there and it's almost like, what was that old game show? It was the opening scene of Catch Me If You Can. That old game show from like the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
To tell a lie or something like that? To tell the truth.
To catch a liar.
To catch a predator lying.
Yeah, to tell the truth. Yeah, something like that.
Where you go and you pretend to be someone else.
Everyone pretends to be the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you'd ask them questions about it.
in a sense, it was a little like that, where they would give you a word you've probably never heard of, and then 4 people would tell you what the definition is.
Oh, balderdash, I think is.
Is that what that is?
I think so.
Okay, great. So instead of pulling up people from the audience, or honestly, pull up me, my dad, John, whoever, like, we would have dominated this game. Instead, they had the 4 like entertainment directors from the Philippines do this. And my dad, I'll skip to the end. My dad said he's never walked out of anything, but we all walked out of that show. It was so bad. It was like, I mean, we are wasting our time. This is our vacation. We don't have to sit here through this.
Oh, it's so much more entertaining to have people from the audience anyway.
It would be so much, yeah. Put them on the spot. Even if it's not that funny, it probably still is because they said something ridiculous.
Right.
So this was 4 people from the Philippines who have kind of a script to go off of like, so the first word was like, crapulence. The word is crapulence. And so each one of them would spend 3 to 5 minutes explaining what this is.
No.
Yes, way too long.
It should be 30 seconds max.
Yes, and it should be funny. If you have time to prepare for it, it should be funny.
Sure.
If you pull up people from the audience, try your best to make it goofy.
Okay.
The first guy goes, and I guess there's a sense of like comedic prowess to it. Like he would say like, there's basically 3 levels to crapulence. Level 1, and then he was saying like different kinds of farts, basically.
Okay.
This one's like a, of course I'm like, this is dumb. He's just doing like potty sounds, potty humor. But there were a couple people laughed at certain times. And in level 3, it's a with a souvenir. You know what I mean? They're like, all right, people are laughing. But then the second guy that goes up, and he did a full 5-minute set of what crapulence means. And I mean, no one's laughing. We're just like sitting here. It's like I'm on Duolingo or something, just trying to like learn a new language. And eventually we all kind of looked around and we're like, we got to get out of here.
Dude, that's rough.
And yeah, so it was just listening to all 4 of them go. And then they got to the next word and it was algorithmia, some word we've never heard of or whatever. And we all walked out, and then
time to go.
We walked out of there, and my Aunt Angie goes, I'll tell you what crapulence means. It's people who leave early or something like that. People who got to leave early. So that was my only main qualm with the cruise is like, you got to get better entertainment. We're paying good money for this.
Exactly. I was going to say, it's expensive enough of a cruise that you can afford to spend some money on the entertainment.
Yeah.
And how much more would people come back if there was great entertainment?
It's like, wow, karaoke was so fun. Every game show, so fun.
Yeah.
Sports trivia, I heard every word. Oh, movie quote trivia was funny. Hearing him have to say famous movie quotes.
We are going to need a bigger boat. Did they use that one?
They used that one. It was as soon as I got there. That was the first one I heard.
There's no crying in baseball.
So kind of the problem was like, I'm sure. Look, I don't know any other languages, so I shouldn't say too much. But like, I think it's probably tough to read another language too. So they would just straight up get it wrong sometimes. So like, so then you have to choose like, what do you think they were trying to say? Like,
you want truth? You can't handle my truth. Like, no, that's not it. But I got it. Yeah.
Life is similar to a box of cocoa beans.
Yeah. Life is like cacao beans in your pocket. Oh my gosh.
Do or to try not. There cannot do it. There is no try.
The human cabeza weighs 8 pounds. You have me at Helosh. Portuguese.
Yeah. So the movie quotes is kind of funny. It's like, I don't think I've seen that movie, but what did he?
No people, nobody here shall pass. Okay? Nobody coming to here going to pass, okay? Hey, you are a sorcerer, Harry. It's like, no, not.
Would you like a rojo pill?
Yeah.
Or blue pill?
The blue pill. The blue pill. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, now that I think back to it.
There's no place like my homeland. There's no place like my homeland. You know, with the clapping of the shoes. No place like my homeland.
Feel free to buzz in. Buzz in when you know it.
Buzz in.
It also
either to reflect how you are a leader, Capitan. You are making me dead, Smalls. You're making me dead, Smalls. Just so many like fun quotes.
I see dead peoples.
I see the muertos.
Yeah, looking back now, it was kind of funny, but It was
That would be tough to.
Yeah, it's just you go there hoping to compete, and then you're like, oh, well, we can't really understand a lot of it. Oh well, we'll just kind of talk amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So was all the entertainment kind of like that? Like there was never like a.
there would be certain things, probably like one per day, where like the cruise director Corey would like host
Corey.
it or whatever. And
Corey's a great Royal Caribbean cruise director. name.
isn't it perfect?
Yeah.
And Corey was pretty good at his job, but I feel like wasn't a lot of life in those eyes. It seemed like he's been doing this 10 years.
Corey's seen some stuff.
Yeah, it just seemed like he is just in a rhythm,
Uh-huh.
and so he's good. He's like polished, but there is just like there was nothing. Like he'd be doing like something with the audience, and they would give him like a softball, like I don't know, and he would just like, "Wow, I haven't heard that one before," and move on. I'm like, I'm surprised you don't want to like
He's ready to
say one joke about it.
get in, get out.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hmm.
Which I try not to critique people if they're doing something I've never done before. So this is like something that's like I at least know how to do this. I feel like I can somewhat critique this.
You've led a crowd of people in a game. Yeah.
Yeah. It was great. Rachel and I got bored during some game. So we were like, let's try to find Corey on the internet. And so we were like finding his like, I think we found his Instagram. We were trying to see who he followed. And we saw, I don't know why this like was weird to us, but we saw that he already follows the Hawk Tua girl.
Oh,
Like, I don't know why, but that's just weird.
it's just very into the internet.
Follows like 500 people and she's one of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He's not like a quick follower.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Corey,
Kind of funny.
you ever lob one of those up to him? We're from Kansas where they have Jayhawks. Huh?
Corey?
Come on, anything?
No, but he was good.
I've started, speaking of a little bit, I've started being a little more liberal in my followers.
You starting to get rid of some folks?
No, opposite.
Yeah. You
Or
dishing them out.
in my follows, I suppose. Like I looked at my profile the other day and I saw that I'm following over 1,000 people now.
Mhm.
Just like if I find somebody that's like kind of does some interesting things I post about, I just follow them. Like, sure.
Why not, guys?
Why not? And then if it's like, this guy's annoying, never mind. See ya.
Okay.
But right now I'm just following.
Just follow.
Just scrolling the reels and saying, that's kind of an interesting business idea. That guy seems like he knows something about sales. Follow.
That's neat. Maybe I'll follow more people.
I've also been more consistent with mainly just Catherine, but sending like reels to Catherine.
Oh, I should do that.
It's kind of
To
fun.
Catherine.
We talked about it last episode, actually. We talked about with Catherine, the wolves are ticklish video again. I mean,
yeah.
she just can't get enough of
Her
that video.
favorite.
I sent it to her again recently.
The wolves are ticklish. It's a funny way of describing a video where I get blown up. No injuries that
Unbelievable.
day. No mallet head. Nothing.
Baby, it was all starting right then. That's when it started.
Yeah.
Your ligaments became a little looser
Lasting
that day.
effects. Kind of a Chernobyl,
I think so.
slippery slope.
So
This is water. And a lot of people out there don't have access to clean versions of it. But you can help.
that's right. Through
You go,
Healing Waters International. Arms of an angel, fly away.
3.5 million people.
from here.
Mostly children. All right, yeah, I don't want to make it too silly.
It's a serious thing. We're raising money through Healing Waters International to fundraise for Chiapas, Mexico. It's the poorest state in Mexico, and we are working hard alongside of some matching donors to raise $10,000 for clean water for that region. Yeah.
The Healing Water has got engineers got boots on the ground. They've got water technicians who will go in. They design and implement community-wide water infrastructures built around a locally run central purification plant that removes high-risk contaminants not addressed by other interventions. So they leverage local staff, local people, local supply chains. They do it the right way. And what a great gift, and to give someone water who otherwise would not have access to clean water.
Absolutely. So just some quick numbers, some guides, if you will, if you're interested in looking towards it. $30. Let's wrap your head around $30. I spent $30 on breakfast the other day with my kids. Yeah. $30 provides a child with safe drinking water for an entire year. $150 provides an entire family with safe drinking water for a year. $150. I spent $150 on groceries at Aldi the other day. $150, you could provide safe drinking water for an entire family for a year for the cost of a grocery run. $750 provides 5 families with safe drinking water for a year. So unbelievable. I just anecdotally, and this is like, I know this is so first world and whatever, Brad's so spoiled, but there was an outage. There was a water outage in our house. Like the water company was working on something for like 6 hours, and it was unbelievable how much we've just become so acclimated to water
Having
being
access
convenient.
to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
whenever you need it.
I went to go wash my hands and just nothing came out. It was unbelievable. I mean, it's just like, and I explained that to Hattie the other day. I was like, people have to walk from here to, the elementary school down the road, just like that far.
The
Like
3 red signs.
yeah, the 3 red signs just to get a little bit of water, and then they have to carry. It's amazing. So we're trying to combat that in a small but very effective way through this organization. So it's give.healingwaters.org/ghostrunners. Campaign link will be in our notes. So check it out. We're working to raise $10,000, and we're on our way, baby. We're
By the time this
60%
comes
of the way
out,
there.
we might be getting real close. It's hard to say exactly.
I hope so. Yeah. The ghosties have shown up, and you guys always show up. And so we're just proud to be doing this with you guys. So give.healingwaters.org/ghostrunners. Check it out.
Check it out.
Check it out.
2 days ago in the airport, as we're leaving, we're saying goodbye. Rachel and I are about to board our flight. My Uncle John makes some comment like, hey, I hope I hear a shout out in the episodes next week. And I was like, John, you're probably going to get a little more than a shout out. I mean, I'm probably going to mention you quite a bit.
Absolutely.
And I've already mentioned him on Monday's episode and other stuff, but a couple things that just come to mind. So one, there's a casino on the boat, which you would have loved.
Oh, yeah.
There was one day they had just a slot tournament, which is fun. It's like 3 minutes. So it's like 12 machines.
Okay.
You're all around it. And then you just like go crazy, like trying to like get through as many games as you can.
With your own money or like?
You pay like up front.
Okay.
And then, so it's like, all right, all you can play for 3 minutes.
Okay.
And then they do 4 rounds of that. And
You're just pressing the button a bunch of times.
but then there's something on the screen. So there's
a little skill to it.
maybe
quote
a
unquote.
tiny bit of skill, like how quickly you could press these bonuses. So
Okay.
that was fun. But John made it to the finals. And then at one point it was in first in the finals. And so we're all going nuts cheering him on. And he ended up not winning. There's no prize for second or third or anything. Winner take all.
As it should be. No, I'm just kidding.
But it was really fun. Blackjack, on the other hand, was consistently the worst I've ever seen it, as far as just like our luck and our just one of those like, all right, first night, wow, that went terrible. Well, can't be like this forever.
Right.
To the point where I'm like, did they take out half the face cards in the deck? I need to pay attention.
Yeah, you should have been automatic shuffler, continuous shuffler.
One deck did have that.
Okay.
Another deck, they did it old fashioned style where they split apart the 6 decks and just
Oh,
take
really?
forever to
Yeah.
shuffle them. Yeah.
Okay.
That one, you got a lot. You can go up to the room and back before they're done shuffling.
You can go 17 floors and back.
But there was a period where we know the dealer got blackjack 5 out of 8 hands.
Oh.
Never seen that before.
Get up and
Like,
leave.
how is this happening? I guess you do have plenty of face cards.
Wow.
And then there'd be other times where just like dealer's showing a 6, I got dealt an 8 and a 3. This is textbook
That is
double
literally
down.
as good as you get.
Yeah. All right. My card's face down. Who knows? Dealer flips over a 5. Oh gosh, here we go. Then the dealer flips over another 5. Oh, okay, we're back. Then the
Watch
dealer
out,
flips
they come
over another
threes.
6.
Ah.
You're like, how is this happening? And like, so, I mean, I lost a 21 versus a 20 so many times where I was like, this is mathematically improbable.
Wait, that would have been 22 for the record, but right?
Oh yeah, so it would have been another 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I was losing.
They 22, they win.
Kept taking my money and I'm not paying attention.
It's a 20 at 2. Well, that's the game's 21.
It's a Filipino blackjack.
Oh, we're playing Filipino rules. I didn't tell you. Dang. So just
Anyway,
like
it was just like, oh man, can't buy a blackjack. So that was not. At one point, we're playing, and I will say, even when we lost, we had a blast,
Yeah.
and I think the dealer had a blast because
Yeah.
we're going, how are you doing this? You guys got to see how good this guy is.
Yeah.
We had so much fun. At one point, it wasn't just all of us at the table. There were a couple other people next to us. One guy on the corner who I would get out if he would play because he would bet $50 a hand
and just do
things that didn't make sense.
Ridiculous
He'd
things.
stay on a 10 against, doesn't matter what.
Yeah, smart.
And
Not enough face cards.
so that guy's sitting, on the very end. The guy next to him, he got out early and he's like, all right, I'm going back to the ATM. And we're all been losing money. So John makes some comment, oh, well, you are just as dumb as we are then, like laughing. That guy in the end leans over to John and goes, that guy is actually one of the smartest men I know. I consider him a mentor, actually.
Oh.
So we're like, hey. John's backpedaling. Well, hey, I mean, you gotta
Yeah.
You want to win some money, you gotta put money back in. That
Sure.
sounds smart to me.
Scared money don't make money. Also, if you're trying to be like him and he's very smart, you should recognize there's something called sarcasm in the world.
And hey, don't stay on 10. Maybe your mentor can explain that to you.
Maybe just the basic probability you could never lose. Yeah.
This guy was interesting. I don't know if he was drunk, high, both. He would tip when he lost.
He was just like, I got to motivate this dealer to give me better.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
Fingernails were painted, talked very slow.
Okay.
Interesting little cat.
You think he just like lives on the cruise ship?
Yeah, maybe.
Do people do that?
It's like a Victor Dvorsky in the terminal. It's like he's stuck between countries.
He's like, if I get off, they'll arrest me. But right here on this boat, I'm just fine. You know?
Yeah, he was, yeah. I don't know. It might not have been poker chips. He might have made those himself. Gambling with him.
Whittled him.
But that was fun. Trying to think of other John stuff. I mean, he's just so funny. By the last day, he swore up and down that the showers had gotten smaller. He's like, I swear. He's like, I got body parts touching the sides. I've never had body parts touch the side of the shower. All the guys were sharing how much weight they gained since the cruise.
Okay. Wait, they have scales in the rooms?
Sorry, this is like when they got back home yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I think my dad gained 7, Steve Coop gained 8, and then John said, I am north of that.
Wow.
So, put the herd
Because
on
you'd think like they'd walk around a lot too.
yeah, well,
Not enough.
You should have seen, I mean, put down some ice cream.
Really?
It was, I think on day 2, I had, so the pizza station is open 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
So on day 2, I was like, wow, I've already had 11 slices of pizza. And my dad had 10 ice cream cones at that point. So like, should we race? It's impressive you had 10 ice cream cones. I don't know where we ended up, but yeah, basically. Oh, that was the other thing. We talked last episode about Steve Coop being so generous. At first, he asked the ice cream attendant, do you accept tips? Which are like, Steve, yes. Anyone within 500 miles of us will accept tips. He tipped the ice cream guy $35.
Oh my gosh.
So he might have quit the next day or
That's
just
so
sent it all
sweet.
home or something. Yeah, he's like, that guy's working hard. He needs it. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
they got real close.
That's sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
I love it, man.
It was so fun. All we did was just laugh and have a blast.
Yeah. It sounds like it, but it lived up to your dad's expectations. Because your dad
I know.
had it
was
on a pedestal.
Ready to get let down.
Yeah. At one point, I think he said, that's all I've been thinking about the last like 4 weeks is the cruise or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully the hurricane didn't derail anything. Luckily, our grandparents were in like good enough health where he felt, you know, that he could leave. And yeah, it really was great. People got sick at different points kind of on the boat. Most of that was towards the tail end of the vacation. And so overall, we avoided any disasters. It truly was so fun. Just a really fun crew of people. I don't think I ever want to cruise again without a group of at least 10 plus people. Because I think that's what makes it fun. Like, even if 2 people are chilling or they want to stay in their room that night, you still have a big crew doing something.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just like, well, it's just us and another couple. I hope they want to do what we want to do.
Yeah.
Or it's just us 2.
Hope they want to do the toilet bowl.
Yeah, so it was fun. They had the flow rider. That was really fun. We've learned on the last day, you can rent that out. Because it's kind of like you have to wait in line for maybe 20 minutes, and then you get a very short time to learn it. You know, it's hard to learn something.
If
when
you
get
fall,
2
are you
tries.
done?
So they have a rule. If you fall twice, you're done for the day.
No.
Yeah.
The day.
The day. Until
What
you could prove yourself. Once you've proven that you have the hang of it and you could do it, you get the white band. I kept calling it the white belt. And that's all Paul wanted the whole trip. Because he was kind of like, he was moving fine, but he looked just so jerky. A newborn deer on the surfboard.
He's the California guy. He's like supposed to be the one probably that's doing it.
Yeah, it just didn't look smooth. So they would not give him the white belt. But we learned on the
You're like,
last
Jake,
day.
he's like, Jake, like $40. I'll
I have scissors
stick
and tape.
Yeah.
I could do it right now on the back of the boat. We learned that you can rent this out. So like just our family had the whole flow rider to ourselves for like an hour at the very last morning.
Unlimited falls.
Unlimited falls.
Okay.
And that was so fun. That was the way to do it. Because I don't think my dad definitely was not going to do the flow rider, but we rented it out. So he did. My sister did it. Braden did it.
That's awesome.
So it was so fun. And then afterwards, Paul, you know, it's the last day. We're about to go home. And Paul's like, have any white bands to give out? And the guy is like, let's see. Yeah, to you. And he points at me. Paul's like, oh, you got to be kidding me. And so they were all like, oh, give it to him. It's the last day.
Yeah.
And so Paul did get his white band, and then Paul tipped him each $20. And was like, this is what the white band gives you.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
great.
So it was fun. And it was great in the Ghostrunners Facebook page. So shout out Ben and Danny, the ghosties who happened to be on the same cruise as us at the same time. We ran into them very early on the cruise, shared a meal with them, saw them probably once a day or so.
Yeah.
Which was really fun. But Ben posted a photo to the Facebook page. First of all, one guy commented and was like, "Oh, you were on Harmony of the Seas, weren't you?"
I saw that.
How did you?
And I looked at the picture and I was like, okay, what?
What gave it away?
And it was such a, like, the background, the ceiling was white, and there was like a white, like, curved wall by you or something. And I was like, there's nothing here that should show you that.
I was on the boat and I couldn't believe he figured that out. I forget his name now. His name was like
Geo Rainbow.
Some GeoGuessr Pro.
Yeah.
Dang it. He had a weird name, Jazzer or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I'll find
screenshotted it.
You keep talking.
Javon.
Oh, that's
close
so
to
weird.
Jazzer. Javon. But then he also commented and said, "Glad to see Jake pass the stand-up surf exam. White bracelet. Maybe we'll hear about it in a couple weeks."
Wow.
So I sent that to Paul. I was like, good thing we got the white bands. People talk about the white bands. They notice it.
I started following. I'm proud of you for. You should have kept it on. Like
I should
that's
have.
like a. Did you throw it away completely?
Medal of Honor. Yeah, I did throw it away.
Jake. For you though, it's just another day. For Paul, I followed your sister on Instagram. I didn't know I wasn't, but I followed your sister on Instagram specifically so I could comment on all her stories about how good Paul looks. Because if you remember, Paul is Jake's dad's best friend, lives in California. And I commented once, and Jake's dad did not like, whatever I said.
It's
on
still
the podcast.
Paul's ringtone. So when anyone calls Paul, it's Brad saying that they're the same age, but Paul looks way better.
Right, or something like that. And so it was like the only picture I think that she posted with Paul was like that group picture of you guys. And I just commented, and my intention behind it was like, oh, I hope that if I comment enough that Caitlin will start telling Steve Triplet about all these things that Brad's saying about Paul, or Paul, will hear about it or whatever. But all I said was, Paul looks like he just got done with vacation, not that he's about to start one. Like he looks so well rested already.
Wow, so tan.
Yeah.
He's naturally like that?
Wow. I mean, he's youthful. This guy, he must live his life on vacation.
That's funny. Yeah, it was great. Got the white bands though. Great to see Ben and Danny. And yeah. Speaking of little, medals.
Yep.
Won the pickleball tournament. Got a medal.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you put the medal in front of your Did you? Did you? Oh.
No, I had to show off the paddle. So I was like, who cares about the medal? Got to get some brand awareness for the paddles here.
I'll be scrolling my Instagram next week, and I'm sure I'll see that picture of you on a Instagram ad.
That'd be fun. Honestly, I never took a photo with anything that I had, so I don't know where those pictures are. Like the cruise people took a picture, and
oh, they did.
I didn't play with Rachel anywhere on our crew. Probably like 3 days. Oh, I played in the ping pong tournament, and one of the people I played against, he was like, "Do you make pickleball content?" I was like, "Yes, I do."
Yeah.
It was kind of fun. That's the only thing he knew me from. Had no idea what I did otherwise. Just knew me as a pickleball guy.
Just racket adjacent sports. Those people follow each other.
He plays high school tennis. We became friends. I was like, hey, there's a pickleball tournament at the end of the trip. You want to play it together? He's like, yeah, let's do it.
Cool.
So
you guys whooped.
We whooped.
Pretty easity?
Yeah, I actually apologized to him. I was like, sorry for making you do this. I thought the competition would be better.
Yeah.
We won the championship game 11-2. So it was kind of
and those 2 points were a little bit let's give them let's volley a little bit.
We can play it off the basketball goal. That's fine.
They had the basketball goal.
So it was an interesting court. The kitchen was a foot closer on each side.
You felt
you're reaching in. Almost at the net.
Yeah.
It was a weird version of pickleball.
That's kind of fun though.
It was kind of fun. You could attack everything. So it was fun. But yeah, have the medal. Rachel wore it around the house last night.
Just a badge of honor.
Yeah. It's a good time.
Okay, I want to hear more about spammer. But let's do an ad first.
Great, thank you.
Let's talk about goodranchers.com.
Let's talk about goodranchers.com. Here's what we do know.
Chicken.
Yes.
Pork.
Yes.
Beef.
Yes.
Seafood.
Brats.
They sell them all? Oh, yeah. That's pork?
Yep. Good call. Good call.
They sell them all. It's at goodranchers.com. You can get boxes that have both, a combination. You can get boxes that just chicken, just beef, whatever you want. It's right there at goodranchers.com. My personal favorite is just they call it, let's see. Is it
I think mine's the chicken box.
I was going to say the whole chicken box. I like the whole chicken box. It comes with these little, they call them lollipops. They're kind of like drumsticks, but dude, there's this recipe we make called Viking chicken because we eat them with our hands like a Vikings. And it is just lemon, garlic, and those chicken and a little olive oil. That's all. And salt and pepper. It's so amazing. I make it. I know how to make it myself.
Yeah.
And it is wonderfully good.
Rachel's making some chicken for us tonight. Good Rancher's chicken.
And it's noticeably better.
It's going to be nice.
Right?
Here's what else we know. The promo code is GRKC.
Promo code GRKC.
It's going to get you a number of things. Here's what we are pretty sure of. $100 off your subscription. Free shipping. Here's what we're not so sure of. The free meat you get.
The additional, the additional promo on top of it.
Yeah, but it could be a fun surprise. If you,
I'd say.
I mean, most people listening out there, you're going to need food somehow. Go peruse their website, pick you out a box, enter in our promo code, and then surprise, see what shows up at your doorstep for the next year for free.
Yeah.
Okay, that's enough of that because we had some of the information wrong. Here is the actual offer for the next 2-3-ish weeks with Good Ranchers. We're celebrating the summer games. Okay, you heard it on Monday's episode, and they've got a gold medal deal for the ghosties out there. So if you use code GRKC, you're going to get American meat delivered. But on top of that, here are the offerings. So free express shipping, $25 off your first box, and you're going to get a free add-on for the next 4 years or until the next summer games. Hey, who knows? Another COVID, maybe push it back, maybe 5 years. And so these options for your free add-on are going to be chicken breast, Black Angus ground beef, Applewood smoked bacon, king salmon, or sockeye salmon. So one of those things can get added to every single box for the next 4 years, over a $1,200 value. Get it now. Get it while there's summer gaming. GRKC. Thanks, y'all. That is nice.
All right, let's hear some spam stuff.
Okay, so yeah, a couple episodes
Stella,
ago, I talked about Stella. And so just to catch everyone up to speed really quickly, 30 minutes after we recorded that episode, I had a phone call. Brad left, time was still in here. I have a phone call with a potential other team to edit for us. And I got the call, and this girl looks familiar. Ended up looking her up on the call while we're kind of chatting. She was a former Harlem Globetrotter.
You recognize that for that person?
I don't know
Former
if
Harlem
that was even it. I think she's done like some content creation type stuff. I don't know.
Say that again. That's really hard to say. Former
Harlem Globetrotter.
Yeah.
A lot of R's in there.
Do it twice.
She was a former Harlem Globetrotter. She was a former Harlem Globetrotter.
Nice.
Got a little slurred there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I actually recognized her. Maybe I just convinced myself I did. But either way, yeah, she was a Division I basketball player, Stanford, Notre Dame, Globetrotter. But now she's like kind of an entrepreneur, does her own content, also started kind of a YouTube strategy team. And so
She's a scammer.
Had a great phone call with her, was like, it really encouraged. I was like, I'm ready to hire this girl right away. Just like the way they do things, they take it so seriously. Mm-hmm. And none of the videos even come out yet. Well, by the time you're listening to this, hey, one came out yesterday if you're listening to this on Wednesday. But I've been very impressed with how serious they take me as a client and how communicative they've been. And so yeah, I'm blown away. There's like strategy people helping us out, and they're animating cool stuff for us. And
cool.
Yeah, so see you, Stella. I've got a whole new crew now.
You're done with Stella.
Yep. I just told her. Another thing that also happened after we recorded is John Sincola actually he responded to my DM and said, I've never heard of her, but there is a middleman that I talked to. So she could be one of the editors, but I've never heard of her.
Yeah.
So I was like, doesn't matter. I'm done.
It's over.
So thank you to the ghosties who commented and posted and tried to help me out. I think there's still a chance she might just be foreign and just didn't want to chat online. Whatever it is, it doesn't even matter.
I think we're done. I think it's, well, who knows? You might be right. There's a 1% chance though. I think it's a slim chance.
It's done and it's over. And yeah, so those videos, they're going to start coming out on Friday Pickleball's channel on Tuesdays. Those will all be edited by this team. And
okay, so you're going to do Tuesday like instructional videos, Friday more fun videos.
Friday fun.
Yeah. That's cool.
So yeah, none of the videos have come out as we're recording this. I really haven't even seen much of the drafts yet, but been very impressed by the way they do things. So
do you think they're going to be long, like as long as the Friday ones?
They're probably around the 10-minute mark. I told her let's shoot for 8 to 12 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Great, man.
So that's the update there. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. One last thing maybe from the cruise is I had one day where in the morning someone recognized me and said, "Are you in Dude Perfect?" I said, "No."
No, but Corey, the cruise director, is.
I said, "I'm not." I said, "That's funny you say that. I do make videos online and they're kind of sporty, but no, I'm not in Dude Perfect."
Were you wearing your Dude Perfect hat?
Oh yeah, I'm wearing it now. But no, I wasn't. Didn't even take this on it. That guy ended up being super cool. It's funny, the crew is 7,000 people, and there's some people you just see over and over. I saw that guy 15 times the rest of the trip.
Yeah.
Later that day, in the afternoon, someone comes up to me, and he's like, hey, I gotta talk to you. He like pulls me aside from my family. He's like, were you in Greece? So there was a production on the ship. Like, they were doing Greece.
You had that thespian aura to you?
He thought I was someone in the production. I don't even know who. He's like, you really weren't. I said, no. He's like, who was the blonde you were sitting with? Was she in it? I said, no, she was.
She was Sandy.
We were just here. We're just on, just like you. We're just watching the cruise. He's like, man, I could have swore you were in it. So Dude Perfect, then Grease.
He's like, sing Grease Lightning real fast just to make sure.
Say Summer Lovin'.
Yeah.
That night in the casino, a girl stops me and she says, are you on the Bible app? I said, sorry? She said, do you do like instructional videos on the Bible app? And I said, no.
You mean Tuesdays on Friday Pickleball? Yeah.
I said, I don't. That's so random. No, that's maybe someone looks like me. I don't know.
Sure.
Because I'm just like so taken aback. It's like, do I mention I'd make other? I don't know.
I'm Dude Perfect. That's all I do.
I'm one of the dudes. So I couldn't believe that. All three in one day. And it's interesting that they were all in like entertainment, but they all had it pretty wrong.
Yeah.
So
but
funny.
they could just tell you were a big deal.
You do stuff.
You put your face in front of the camera for a living.
You're pretty narcissistic, right? I could tell. Yeah.
I could tell you're kind of full of yourself a little bit.
You have a dopamine addiction.
Wait, so did you go to Greece?
I didn't even go.
Okay.
John went and said that Sandy, he said she was so short. She's like a pygmy out there. It really took me out of it. It's like, why is Sandy 3 feet tall?
Child labor.
John did not enjoy Greece, but he refuses to leave things early. They were in the back row, and Angie still couldn't get him to leave early.
Really?
Yeah, he's very old-fashioned in that way. He's like, no, we're here. Like, you didn't pay for it.
I respect the people and the art that they're doing here.
He couldn't leave.
Oh, that's funny.
So, yeah, I didn't see Greece. But
That's good. Let me give you a few just random updates of my life, all right?
Great.
I went to the Woodworkers Guild recently to do some work. And it's a new location, first of all. They moved a little bit farther downtown, kind of by where Trey used to live.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, kind of fun. And I was doing something, whatever. There's just a vibe there where it's just a bunch of old dudes, and that's kind of who oversees the shop and whatever. And they kind of look down on. It feels like they look down on me.
If you're going to be called the guild, you need to be mainly old guys. I think.
Maybe that's it. But I was using this sander. I knew what I was doing. I've used it a million times before. These guys have seen me use it a million times before.
Oh, no.
And every once in a while, like the sander can do a 24.5-inch piece of like tabletop. Okay.
Okay.
I was using like 24 3/8. So it's like I'm maxing out this
capacity. Yeah.
And so obviously, like it is giving. Sometimes I in my head I'm like, oh, I'm gonna peeve off this machine.
The old guilders.
That's what I say. No, sometimes I think that
the machine.
About the machine. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, this is going to work this thing pretty ragged. Like,
okay, I see.
And so I understand, like, I need to be careful with this thing because if I try to take off too much at a time, too much wood, then it's going to peeve off the machine.
I see.
And when the machine does get peeved, it makes like a pretty like nasty squeaking noise.
Okay.
And of course that alerts the old men to come over. And so I was being very careful. Literally, like it's a digital thing that you can change the thickness of how much you want to take off. I was literally doing the minimum amount of thickness to take off at a time.
You're trying not to upset the machine too much.
And I knew that eventually it was getting a little bit like it was working a little bit harder, it was peeving off the machine a little bit, and then all of a sudden the squeaking starts. And here comes Gary over. This is the second time it's squeaked at me. I understand, like, first time, like, whatever. So I'm being very careful with this thing. And he comes over and he's like, you can't let it do that. You can't do that. And it's like, the machine's going. I have my headphones, like my work. So we're like talking kind of loud anyway.
You got in trouble.
And I just go, I only did it one time. I only pressed it one time. I was just doing it one time. And he's like, don't even do it anymore at all. Like it was less about like how much we were truly mad at each other, more about how loud. Because there's like a sander or a dust collection thing going, plus the machine, plus like, I have my like noise canceling earmuffs on. And so I'm just like, I only did one. I only pressed it one time. Like I was just like so like pridefully like frustrated that this guy was getting mad at me of like, I know how to use it. I know what I'm doing.
It's like you've talked before, like when Catherine asks, like, what'd you say? The second time you have to say something louder, there's no way to say it
There's
nice.
no way to not do it. And,
Yeah.
But I was trying to, like, as he was talking, I interrupted him. I was like, I just did it once. I just did it once. I know what I'm doing. Like, and so anyway, it was just, it was one of those things where like I felt better after getting like a little bit of stand up for myself. Yeah. But also I was like, he's just a volunteer guy at the Woodworkers Guild. He's just trying to help not break the machines, probably, I guess. So
that's
anyway,
great. I did it one time.
I only did it once.
Nuh-uh. Only did it once.
But I guess on the flip side of that, I got kind of mad at an old man. I kind of cried to an old woman at church the other day.
Okay, well, that balances out.
Yeah, had a wonderful. Catherine stayed home with Henry, so I was just in the church service by myself, and this old woman was the kindest woman I'd ever met. Her name was Carolyn, and I was like, I love you. Like I looked for her the next Sunday. I was like, I got to find Carolyn again to say hi.
Cool.
Oh yeah, she was awesome. And they had, sorry if this is getting too Jesus-y, but they had baptisms at the beginning of the service. And there were a few kids around Hattie's age that got baptized. And so then later I was telling her all about myself. I was telling her I have kids. And I was like, and I just hope my kids get baptized like that someday. I mean, that's just so emotional for me. Whatever, like talking about these things. And I start like, I wasn't like bawling my eyes out, but I was like definitely like you could tell there was some water in those eyes. And I was like, didn't expect to cry with this she's 86. She told me.
Wow.
Didn't expect, and of course, like I thought about my grandma and like she just passed away. All these things. I'm like, this is so sweet. So anyway, I yelled at an old man, but I cried with an old lady. So I guess that kind of evens itself out.
The universe is in harmony again.
Few more quick updates. We are planting cucumbers in our yard.
Good.
We have, and the crop is coming. I bet we have 20 plus cucumbers.
Good
in our house
harvest
right now. Oh, it's crazy. The kids will just go out there and grab cucumbers and tomatoes. Hattie will bring them back and like eat them like it's an apple.
You should have Hattie set up a cucumber stand.
We should absolutely have Hattie set up a cucumber stand. She wants to do some pickling of some of them, but
okay.
But we have plenty more because it's amazing. I mean, as a non-agriculture person, it's crazy. Like
they just keep coming.
All of a sudden, it's just like they're here.
Yeah.
And there's just tons of them.
Fun.
And we just have like a little area that is growing cucumbers. So that was awesome. That's fun.
I saw a video yesterday of how they remove cherries from a cherry tree. You ever seen that?
No.
Pretty sweet. I don't know what the cucumber, plucking is like. This machine will go in with a pole. It extends it, and then it like kind of like clamps around. It grabs the small trunk of the tree, and then it just shakes it like a dog.
Really?
And I guess those stems aren't on there very strong. And then it looked like it's raining cherries. And then 1,000 cherries just drop onto this tarp, and they just load it up.
Dude,
it was awesome looking.
I'm sure there's a YouTube video for this, but I want to watch more videos of just machines that you didn't know existed.
That'd be great.
Like that. Like that sounds awesome.
How they build a roller coaster.
Like there's a million, like I'm still discovering woodworking machines out there that are like, what? There's a machine that does that?
Did you ever see back in like high school, like DirecTV when we first got it, how it's made? Channel 271 or something.
Yeah.
And it was like a pretty boring show, and they didn't try to make it interesting, other than like, here's how it works, here's exactly how, and it was still kind of fun.
Dude, I looked up on YouTube, I don't know, a year ago maybe, some of those videos to show Hattie, because I was like, this will be a fun educational thing. And there were a few parody videos out there that were like really inappropriate.
they got you.
All of a sudden I was like, what the? Oh, this is, I turned it off. Luckily I don't think she absorbed any of it, but like it was one of those like first moments where I was like, oh my gosh, I wasn't even trying to find anything inappropriate online for Hattie. So yeah, so I'm a little bit scared, like looking stuff up now.
Be careful.
Anyway, yeah.
How it's made.
Let's see. A few more mediocre life updates. I sold some cutting boards to some ghosties. Shout out to ghosties.
Good.
Shout out to the Ronaldos and the Coons for buying those. I tried this double chicken hack at Chipotle. Have you seen that? Where you don't say double chicken until they give you the first amount of chicken.
Oh, yeah.
It backfired so hard. This guy, I said double chicken, and all of a sudden, the second portion he gave me was at half at most.
Dang, he didn't double the original.
And I wasn't in a confrontational mood. I'd already got
I did once.
Yeah, come on. Like, I already got mad at Gary that day. So that wasn't great. And then last but not least, today I got my hair cut. And I've made it. I'm finally tight with my barber. Like, we are like friends.
Really?
Yeah. We've texted a few times recently. Like, he was more excited to see me than the guy that left. You know what I mean? like we're boys.
You're in.
Yeah, we're having good talks, pretty honest talks about things that I'm not going to talk about here because
You get a 3-star review.
3-star reviews. But yeah, just like really like actual, we're like friends.
You're
like
in.
we're buddies. Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are my mediocre life updates for you.
I've got one last update, and all I wrote in my notes are dolphins are awesome.
Dolphins are awesome.
I didn't get to see, again, to touch them up close, but there was just one day I got separated from Rachel and her parents, which that's kind of a fun part of the cruise is you're just, no one has their phones and stuff. Like it's hard
Right.
to like do that
Can't
sometimes,
communicate.
especially once you get off the boat. And so we get separated. So I'm just wandering around Mexico by myself. They're by themselves. I realized I have Rachel's C-Pass card. I'm like, gosh, she can't get back on the boat until we find each other.
Oh, wow.
All that aside, I walk up on this dolphin excursion, and I know these things have existed for years and years, but I've just never seen it in person, like a trained dolphin doing tricks.
Yeah.
And I was mesmerized. I knew I was getting sunburned. And I was like, I can't.
Doesn't
I
matter.
have to keep watching.
Really?
Have you ever done one of those, like a dolphin? Like
My sisters like swam with dolphins before.
yeah, that's what they were doing.
Okay.
I was by myself and just completely enthralled. This dolphin, like
Guys, look at this.
I'm probably not telling you guys anything you don't already know, but it was like it was doing trick shots on its own. It would have a ring, it would throw up the ring and then catch it on its nose and then like get it back in its mouth. And then once people started clapping, then he would come up out of the water. Like look, he was standing up and then he would clap for himself. He was so athletic. They would throw stuff and he'd go out and dive for
Yeah.
it. When the thing was over, he got him on the side and he like waved bye to him. I'm like, I think we take this for granted that we've learned how to train dolphins. These
Yeah.
things are doing amazing things.
We should do s'mores next week with Timon. S'mores of animals.
Animal s'mores.
Just straight up.
yeah.
Because I think dolphin is on my Rushmore of animals.
I was so amazed by the dolphins. It wasn't even my excursion. Just free. Just watching other people have fun.
Yeah.
I loved it. They could do
So next time you got to do the dolphins.
yeah, I think I will. I thought, I've seen those as an option before. I'm like, am I going to have trouble? Like, I don't know. These dolphins, I mean, they're like, they took them out of the ocean and they're like pimping them out.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, I will have no qualms. I want to see that thing shoot a basketball. And it did. It was awesome.
That reminded me, shout out to Ray Cordero, Ghosty, who found that whale video for me finally.
Did he really?
So Timon, let's put it in here. Because it's amazing. It's so cool. And the whale is so big.
All right.
So
I saw other people post like, I'm trying to find it, Brad. I can't. This is the closest I could find or whatever.
yep, the account is called Blue Life Wild. So,
Okay.
there you go.
Well.
So shout out Ray. But also shout out to Main Street Roasters.
Oh my gosh.
Do not forget about the MSR in your life.
Or the GRKZ, which
or
is the promo
GRKC,
code.
which is the 10% promo code.
Yep. 10% off mainstreetroasters.com. Just go peruse their site. Go check out what they have to offer. If you're a coffee drinker, if a loved one in your life would enjoy a free gift of coffee, get them something. Get them some espresso beans, some K-Cups, however they take it. You can get it all at Main Street Roasters. It's very high quality. They do it the right way. Support us by supporting them.
Let me tell you 3 flavors I'm intrigued by from Main Street Roasters. One of them is the vanilla cinnamon. Sounds nice.
Ooh, as long as there's no swirl, that's a great
Right.
flavor.
Coconut Dream and caramel custard.
Okay.
I am intrigued by all those, among others. But check them out, mainstreetroasters.com. It's GRKC.
Caramel custard sounds
Caramel
really
custard
good.
sounds great.
Dang.
So get it while you can, which is always mainstreetroasters.com, GRKC.
That's great. Do you want to do a win of the week or a comment of the week?
Yeah, let's do win of the week. My win of the week was just honestly recording with Catherine and TJ last week was fun. And it was just a different vibe. I think it was, I don't know, you probably laughed less in that Ghostrunners episode than ever before because it's,
Really?
I mean, not because we weren't like trying to have fun, but it was also like we talked about just like our lives. It's just like whoever I'm podcasting with, I'm gonna kind of mirror whatever their vibe is. And Catherine was, it was like 10 o'clock at night when we were recording, so Catherine was more chill. TJ, was just is fun to talk about being a dad and stuff like that. Whereas you and I, we talk about more fun stuff more often. So, but yeah, it was a fun time. To just get to have excuses to like sit down with Catherine and have an intentional conversation like that. And same with TJ. So, yeah, it was just and I just honestly, it was like kind of hard to like, okay, what are we going to talk? How do I do that? You
Yeah.
know? It's like I have such a security blanket with you. And so I was like, we did it. We made an episode. So, one of the week is just Catherine and TJ being awesome and being willing to be on the episode with me. So
cool. I think my one of the week is going to go to, it's got to go to my parents for organizing this cruise.
Yeah.
And making it happen. It was such a fun vacation. One of the most fun ones I've ever been on. So, you know, my dad who had the vision for us all coming together, my mom who has every single thing packed you could ever need, every bit of organization. She knows everything. One of the things on the cruise, like 3 p.m., we're doing Royal Caribbean trivia. It was just trivia about cruises. I was like, Mom, you have to go to this.
She would dominate.
You know everything.
Yeah.
You're not going to hear the questions, but you will know the answers. You just have to guess. So, yeah, shout out to them. Yeah, it was great. We had so much fun. Just laughed and laughed so much. Had a great time.
Dude, that's the best.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It was great.
Okay, my comment of the week is coming from a tried and true listener. You know her, you love her. She played Sandy in the Royal Caribbean cruise. Her name is Janelle Bignell. She says, I don't mean to brag, but I used to upload photos to Shutterstock. Haven't checked it in years, but I just logged in and I have a whopping $13.10 in unpaid earnings. So
that's fun.
The money's out there. You just have to hustle for it, guys.
The money's out there. There's one thing.
Let me get a quick update on my. I've made quite a splash in the last.
Really?
I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. Never mind. That's too much.
Just say we'll cut it out. How much have you made?
$18.91.
Holy cow! And how many videos are you up to?
I haven't uploaded any more videos.
That's just in the original 75.
Yeah.
Wow. Snowball.
Watch out.
All right, Timon, you can
Cut it out, time.
Come back in now.
Yeah.
My comment of the week is it's a Facebook post from Lauren Hinslick. She posted 2 pictures, which really caught my eye. It was a minivan and Andy's frozen custard.
What else do you need in life?
She said, we found a great deal on a minivan, so we dropped everything, including our kid, with my parents, and took a red eye across the country to buy it. We only had 2 days to drive back from Baltimore to Colorado, so we were only able to spend a brief second in Kansas City. We got some Andes after hearing about it for so many years, and it did not disappoint. So thankful for this podcast that has played every week for us and lifted our spirits in the good and the bad. Looking forward to getting our 3-pack of bumper stickers for the back of the Wagon Ball Z.
Wagon Ball Z is great.
I really loved it. And they also look like such fun people.
Totally.
So come back.
Absolutely.
Or come to Branson.
Come to Branson.
Monday, you'll hear more. Hey-ho.
You titillated?
Mid-September. Book it.
That's right.
Bring the Wagon Ball.
Wagon Ball Z. That's the thing. She could bring the whole family in that thing easily.
Bring a spike ball kit with it.
Oh, it's a dream. I was just texting Paige Farr about minivans yesterday.
Really?
I was like, oh, you're going to love it.
Paige texted me on the cruise and said, thanks for paying for my last 2 nail appointments. I had to really think about what that meant for a while. And so then I do you have any guesses?
Because of the sponsorship?
It was the Friday Pickleball affiliate link or whatever. People have been using our link.
There you go.
So, you're welcome. Anyway,
you could be an affiliate sponsor yourself if you want to out there, Ghosties.
Yeah. Anyone who buys a paddle, you get your own affiliate link. So
there you go.
Yeah. Easy peasy. Just got to buy one.
All
right. That's all I got.
Great. Thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for supporting us as always.
Yeah.
Once again, we are sponsored by Healing Waters International, Good Ranchers, Main Street Roasters. Please support our sponsors. It helps us a lot. Also, we have merch. If you want to rock it, ghostrunners.life is the website. That's not what the merch says.
It doesn't say that on it. That's the
Ghostrunners
URL.
is life. Maybe is one that will be
life.
there eventually. That's a nice thing. And then we have a Patreon.
Yep.
I've been bouncing ideas off people on the Patreon, getting a little transparent on there.
Fun.
Having some ideas. Oh, I have a fun one for us.
Cool.
A fun idea for a different kind of episode.
Cool.
So
we'll see you guys Monday. Timon will be back. I'll have stories, I'm guessing, of visiting Main Street Roasters, performing at a county fair, seeing plenty of ghosties.
Be great.
Nathan Coley, Samuel, the Carmels, Alvaro, and Jesse Plattner.
Alvaro?
I'm planning on seeing all of them this weekend.
Are you going Alvaro's way?
Jesse Plattner texted me and said, I'm going to go to both shows because on Saturday, Alvaro is going to be there.
Fun.
I was like, fun.
Let's go. That's awesome.
Whatever's happening, can't wait.
Ghosties are the best. Y'all are awesome. You guys have a great week. And we'll see you Monday. Love you guys.
Peace.
You're dismissed.
You're dismissed.
Ghostrunners Podcast.